In a secret lab in Korea, scientists are cruelly testing dogs to use in wars under a program called Project Silence. At the Department of Security, Secretary Jung gives Deputy Director Cha extra money as thanks for supporting his campaign. Later at home, Cha watches his daughter Kim hack for studying abroad. She packs her late mom's book, but Che scolds her for the extra weight. Upset, Man reminds him it's the last copy and rushes to her room. That evening, Che drives Khan to the airport. They stop at a gas station, but when Cha tries to pay, the clerk, Joe, says the card reader isn't working and asks for cash. Cha notices Joe has a master key and accuses him of pretending to be a clerk. Joe denies it, and Che leaves without paying, promising to bring the money later. At the airport, Sisters Moran and Yora can't board their flight because Yora forgot to renew her passport. Yora blames Moran, her manager, for making her miss her golf tournament. Just then, Sun approaches them, mistaking Yora for her cousin. Her husband, Beon Hak, follows, startling Sunak, who almost gets hit by a car while crossing the street. The others pull her back in time, and Beon Hak reminds Sunak that he's her husband, making the sisters realize Sunok is unwell. A few minutes later, all these groups end up on a foggy bridge outside the city. Most drivers are careful, but a guy in a yellow car drives recklessly, recording it for social media. There's also a mysterious car with a cage driving erratically, forcing Che to swerve to avoid it. As it passes, Man spots a sad dog in the window. In another car, Dr. Yang is being escorted to a lab by soldiers. The yellow car speeds up and almost crashes, forcing the driver to stop suddenly and block part of the road. This causes the bus carrying Bayan Hak and Sunak to stop abruptly, barely avoiding the fence. Unfortunately, other drivers aren't as lucky, leading to a massive pileup. Drivers try to dodge or stop but fail, with some having to leave their cars to escape. A large truck tries to avoid the bus, tips over and pushes more cars together. People panic and scramble out of the wreckage just before the truck comes to a halt. Then, a police car arrives on the opposite lane but crashes into a crane. At the gas station, Joe gets scolded by the owner for losing money. They hear about the bridge pileup on the radio, and Joe figures Che might be stuck there, so he leaves in his truck with his dog, Jod, to find him. On the bridge, Cha and Khan are driving on the opposite lane, watching the chaos unfold. The car with the cage makes it through safely, but Dr. Yang's car gets stuck on debris, crashes, and flips over. A flying tire hits Cha's car, causing it to crash into the fence, while another vehicle with soldiers crashes into Yang's flipped car. The cage car stops just in time, and the driver checks to ensure the contents are safe. Man wants to help, but Cha tells her to stay in the car while he investigates. The soldiers rescue Yang, who keeps talking about some dog. While Cha stays with Yang, the soldiers check the cage, only to find it empty except for the driver's body in the back. The captain immediately orders all cell signals on the bridge to be jammed. Cha takes Yang to his car and tries to call for help, but his phone loses signal, as do all the other victims. He then realizes Kman is missing. Man, meanwhile, has followed a strange noise and found a large dog, Eneen, banging her head against the fence. Man tries to calm her with food, but Cha arrives to protect his daughter, and Eneen runs away. The soldiers tell Yang the dogs have escaped, so they must activate the control program. Yang activates a software on his laptop, as the soldiers inform him a helicopter is coming, which is overheard by Che. He thinks no one should be flying in the fog, and explains he works for the Department of Security before asking about the phone signal, but the soldiers just tell him to stay out of it. Cha protests and tries to steal a radio, so the soldiers handcuff him to the steering wheel. At that moment, Joe arrives in his truck and sees the cop from before trying to direct traffic away. Joe takes the chance to make some money by agreeing to tow the officer's car first. In the car, Yang finishes activating the program, which shows a lineup of dogs. The soldiers put on extra protection as the dogs suddenly run back, controlled by the chips in their heads that Yang's program manages, making them violent. The dogs are incredibly fast and soon attack the soldiers, who try to subdue them with stun baton. Yang notices the 9 isn't moving but doesn't know why. After a tough struggle, the soldiers use their helmets to fight the dogs and eventually trap them in a cage. Yang turns off the control program to calm the dogs. An aircraft arrives, and more soldiers land on the bridge. Jode runs after them, and Joe follows. Cha demands answers, but Yang tells him to ask his boss about Project Silence and joins the soldiers. The dogs are moved to a new cage, but Yang gets distracted by Jode barking. Joe tries to reach Jode, but is pushed back by the soldiers. Kman picks up Jode, and Che defends her from a soldier trying to stop her. At that moment, a soldier finds a chip on the ground and realizes a 9 had removed it by hitting her head. As the aircraft lifts the cage with the dogs, the crew is shocked to see a 9 on top. She attacks the soldier, causing the aircraft to lose control and drop the cage. The co-pilot tries shooting her, but E9 is too fast and immediately kills him before attacking the pilot. As the aircraft hits the bridge's suspenders, E9 jumps out just before it crashes and catches fire. The aircraft spins a few times and gets caught on the suspenders, causing a noise that drives the dogs crazy. Eventually, they snap and open the cage, coming out furious. The angry dogs destroy the cars and jump on any person they find, killing without mercy. Soon the crowd is panicking and running away as more bodies drop dead. A dog tries attacking Yang, so he throws his laptop at it as a distraction. It reacts quickly, biting his pants and dragging him through the fence. However, Cha grabs Yang and pulls him out of its mouth. A soldier appears and starts electrocuting the beast, only for a second dog to jump and kill him. Another beast is coming, so Cha runs away with Kman, Joe, and Joe. Yora can't reach Moran, who is stuck among the running crowd. A dog is coming after her, so Yora grabs a golf club and hits it before running away with her sister. Joe tries to get in his truck and finds a dog there, so he starts running too. Yang finds a working car, so Cha and Kamyen in with him, driving away after a bit of struggle with some debris. Cha doesn't want to stop to pick up Joe and Jode, but his daughter forces him to. Joe and Jode get in the trunk just before the dog could reach them, while other survivors rush to hide inside the bus. Che's group moves ahead and watches how the aircraft stuck on the bridge finally explodes. Pieces start to fall and land in the middle of the bridge, causing flames to spread on the gas leaked by the truck, blocking the exit. The fire makes another car explode too, and more debris flies off, breaking the window on Cha's car. He loses control of the vehicle and starts turning to avoid the flames, but they still crash against the fence. Meanwhile, Young is trying to send help, but helicopters can't fly due to the fog, and ships can't reach the bridge. He tells reporters they're using all available resources for the rescue. Back with Chow, he grabs Yang's radio to ask for help, but gets no reply as another dog jumps on the car. The dog sniffs the glass briefly, but then loses interest and leaves. Yang explains that he developed rescue dogs that respond to human voices, but the military reprogrammed them for hunting terrorists, as requested by the US and European countries. The project went wrong, making the dogs too violent. They were on the bridge because the military was disposing of the failed samples. Cha eventually manages to contact Young through the radio. Young advises moving back to the middle of the bridge because the truck's flames have created toxic gas. Cha tells Young about Project Silence and the involvement of the current minister, claiming he has enough evidence to take him down. Young reveals that the project also involves their own department. Just then, several dogs surround the car, but another explosion causes the flames to grow, scaring the dogs away. The movie ends. Thanks for watching.